Jennifer, my darling, in the lovely red. Oh, Laura, Joel. I think Sherry was coming in. I think that was Rob, Caro. Thank you for joining. Ah, Christy. Bit of a different scope, I think, from Joel's, but thank you, Joel. You said a lot. I had a good cry there. Helped a lot. Helped a lot. Got some stuff going on in my stomach. Christine, I hope you enjoyed the podcast, my darling. Yeah, just let me take a few deep breaths. Candy. They're my two favourite colours. The greeny and bluey. Oh, that's the blue and the brown. Yay! Who is that? That's my favourite colour. It's found. You've got my favourite colour, my darling. Oh, hello everybody. So my name is Indra. Silent-moon.co.uk is me. I come from the Nature Kingdom. And as you all know, I create. I'm just going to turn this round on me. I didn't scope yesterday. Just hang on a minute. Just got a notification, so I'm waiting for it to go away before I can actually deal with the subject that I'm going to deal with. Excuse the face, bit of a cry during Joel's scope, but it was all good. Really stronger together, Indra, absolutely. Stomach stuff here too. Yeah, we feel it. So I didn't scope yesterday because I needed to take some time out, and I'm thinking that maybe Sunday on a regular basis I will do that, because after all that's been going on for Joel and I just felt it wasn't the day to scope. If you haven't listened, check out. Thank you, darling. I'm going to say that first. I'm going to say all the bump first before I go into the fairies, because I want to give them some love and some energy. So, as you know, yesterday, if you see in my title, Hobo Safe Camp, the beautiful Mark, and if you don't follow Mark, then please do. He does so much wonderful stuff for this world, and he also does amazing readings by donation. He's a periscoper, but not very often at the moment, and he does a lot of stuff on IG, so he's on Instagram, so follow him. Yesterday we did an amazing podcast together, and I really wanted to give my energy. I didn't scope yesterday partly because I wanted to give my energy to Mark, because he is, thank you Tamara, love you Indra. Oh, thank you. I wanted to give it. Is he on? He said he was going to come on. He is just stunning. He looks after Avo Groves with his wife, and he's in California at the moment, getting up at 4:30 in the morning because it's so hot that he's having to sort of really get the sprinklers working, and they were breaking, and it was just yesterday he was in but it's listen to the podcast. Him and I seem to have this great energy together. Oh dear, I shouldn't say that, it's another man. Maybe I'm going to get slapped for that, but hey ho. I have this thing about, I get on with men better than I do with women. Some women I do. So the feeling about Mark is he's a Taurian, I'm a Scorpio, opposite signs tend to really get on with each other really well. And I think, I haven't listened to it, but obviously I was there. Thank you. Obviously I was there. I don't re-listen to my scopes because I don't really feel a pleasure in listening to my own voice, but I think you may be able to feel the energy between Mark and myself. So please listen to the podcast. Cut a long story short, it's on Facebook, it's and the link's on Instagram, so you can check it out. So it's now at silent-moon.co.uk, thanks Mo, and it's there under musings. Thanks to Joel that he actually put the link up for me today, because I was like, oh, how do I do this, as usual with techno stuff, so he did that for me. Also, if you don't know me, I scope most of the time from the Nature Kingdom, because this is where I live, this is who I work with, and the fairies and the Nature Kingdom is my love. And especially today I needed to be here to really get myself grounded, because I had a really good cry before I scoped, and I actually wasn't feeling like scoping today because I gave myself the day off yesterday. I thought, oh my goodness, I feel slightly nervous about scoping today because I've given myself that time, just to I needed to have that space after all that's been going on, and as most of you know, there's been some real shit that's been fired at me and Joel over social media, mainly jealousy and just nasty comments. It really helps, absolutely. Oh, don't be nervous. Yeah, it's not really nervous, it's kind of like the feeling's very different stuff. I can't really say what it is. It's just like something in my stomach. Yeah, do fuck those people. It's very. I want to just say, because when you're scope, I know this isn't the subject, but I need to say it. That when you're on the other side of the scope, like you guys are, Yeah, it is anxiety. And when I was there with Joel, I just wanted to keep going, and sometimes that's why blab is really good, because you have the connection, you have the two. Sorry, I'm just thinking somebody's behind me. You have the ability to bring people in. And what I wanted to say was, the big thing is that people need to really stop telling me to get into a true enlightened space and telling me to reach my higher self and not call out, because that to me is not authentic. I have to call out to this person, not because I'm not doing it to her personally, so I have to do it in some way, shape or form. So I've chosen the people that I trust to do that with, and you know, most of you, who you are, because some of you are on here. I feel that I have to be verbal, because it's the way, if I manifest it within me, I'm going to get sick, because that I am a very, I hate that inauthentic crap. Yeah, I am a very physical person. I know how my body works, and my body manifests shit if I hold it in. So what I need to do is, it manifests aches and pains, so I need to get it out. That's why I'm a yogi and I've been a dancer all my life, and I'm very physical, and I know that is how my body works. So if I need to punch something, not a person, well, unless they're going to stand there and go, oh, I'll take it for you right now, I'm really strong. But I need to just let that out that way. And it's all wonderful if people can sit and be totally calm all the time and just really feel that feeling. And a lot of you don't know the ins and outs of what's gone on, and it's been pretty horrendous. We haven't even got the police on our side at this moment in time. That it's been, you know, as Joel says, the bully has been favoured. So when we know where we are with it, it's just kind of like, how the hell can this be? You know, it's just crazy. So I'm not actually reading comments because I'm just getting my stuff out right now. But thanks for, hopefully you can put the comments and you can sort of talk to each other. But I will get, not a clue, absolutely, Tamara, they haven't got a clue. So also, there's another thing about donations. Okay, I'm going to mention this every scope because I'm worth it, as Cheryl What She Calls says, with the hair salon advert in the UK, that I do have a donation button now that is there on my site, because I do really good scopes, and I do give a lot of information out, which would be in a workshop or in a retreat space that I would hold, and I give it out on Scope. So if anybody does believe that I'm really worth it, then please go to my homepage and you can sign up monthly and give a price of a coffee a week, or whatever it is that you want to give, for all the information that I share with you. So it's at the bottom of my homepage. Donate if you want to give, then please, I am be very grateful. Thanks to Joel again. He had a word with me about that, because I was giving so much free information over Scope that you are worth a lot more, and I'm standing in that power because I am worth a lot more. And I also want to say that if you're a scoper and you're giving away a lot of valuable information, then I request that you do the same, just to open your heart and do the exchange thing, because that's how life works. Okay, and I want to thank my lovely Steph for being the first person to donate. I was very grateful for that, and had a few tears, of course. So let's get on with the fairies. I've done all that shit now. Right, let's turn the camera. We're gonna talk today. I've spent loads of money on therapists, but there you go. Thank you, my darling, thank you. And I agree, I think I'm very valuable. That's why I don't agree that I get abused. Anyway, always the best people get abused, right, at some point in their lives, to make them stronger. This tree is, I was saying the other day on Scope, it's just an upside down person with their legs in the air. It makes me laugh. Yenta, I love you so much. Your energy is just so gorgeous, and I have to say that because I feel you across the ocean. Could you tweet me about, oh yeah, I'll get, that's Joel's. Hi Ray, by the way. There you go. So there's the fairy rhyme. Fairies like to speak in rhyme. So there you go. They're already entering me, and I'm very happy. Support if I can. So true. Yeah, it's the donation button's at the bottom of the homepage. Just have to go to silent-moon.co.uk and it's there. Bloody predictive text. Don't worry about it. I'm the worst at typo queen. So let's talk about fairies. We talked last week about, or 2 weeks ago, about the Green Man and the King of the Forest. So if you haven't seen that scope, then go back to the replay, or you can go into Silent Moon Imaginarium on YouTube and find it very easily in Periscope replays, and it's there, all about the Green Man. I'm going to talk now, so Joel, if you know me well enough, Steph, you know me pretty well. If there's anything that comes up that you know how I will answer, then please feel free to answer, because I want to give this information to you, because if you're donating to me, then I want to give you more and more and more, because the more that people donate, the more information that I will give. So that's how things work. So let's talk about the fairies. I want you to know that the fairies of the plants that are all around us in our gardens live the closest to us humans. And that's because they're in our gardens, and those are the fairies that you're most likely to see on a daily basis. The closest flower to me actually right now is a blackberry bush. Hello, that's my bee friend. I actually saw a fairy 2 days ago when I was crying about all the shit that's going on my back step. It came to me in yellow, and I was over the moon because I haven't really seen them properly. I've always felt them. I've always sort of smelt them. I've always had them touch my face and felt their energy, but I actually saw one, and I know that I got to see it because I'm doing this work with you lot, and I'm opening up to the fact that, hey, they're saying to me, I want you to talk about us. Come on, talk about us. So they're giving me permission to see them, which is always wonderful. So if you're really wanting to sort of connect with them, first of all, I'm tapping it, but it's not kind of going on there. Anyway, never mind. Let's hold it to the trees. There are many senses beyond sight, absolutely. So I felt it was a real sort of feeling that they were there with me at that moment in time, so it was really lovely. So these are the fairies of the garden, the flowers. They're the ones that you're most likely to see out of any, and they like to dress themselves very brightly, hence why I saw one in yellow, and they are the ones that are full of mischief. Now, if you don't look after your plants, especially your house plants, these are the fairies that are going to cause you an issue. I missed that, Ray, but I get the fairy festival. These are the ones that are going to cause you an issue, and so if you're not looking after your plants, whether that be inside or outside, you might start to find things, you might start to find a little bit of mischief around you, and you also might start to find that problems start to occur in your life. So start tending your plants. And I know, Melissa, if you're there, my love, please do type out what you did say has been happening since you've been taking Silent Moon elixirs. What's been happening? Your plants have started to grow. I don't know if you're there, but it's wonderful that they have, and it's because the fairy energy, you know, I keep telling you this. So care for your plants, and love and celebrate, because they love celebration. They're always dancing and singing inside and outside. Things missing, yeah. They're working with the pixie energy. Fairies are seen beyond the visual. They absolutely are, Froud. They are. Haven't seen her today. Oh, she must be watching the replay. But anyway, she got a lot from it, and she said her orchids started to grow and it started to bud. It was pretty amazing what she was telling me. So they feast. I do put out little bits of honey and some water and little bits of bread for them, because they do actually like to feast on flower and nectar and pollen, and often cake and berries. So get those berries growing. Good day. And you will find them coming out in the autumn. I talked to mine. Good. So let's go to the energy of the forest fairies. These are slightly different. They're more aloof. So the more that you go to the deeper ends of the forest, they're very aloof and they don't like to be seen by humans. They're all about the importance of reforestation. So they're all about planting the trees and having the density of the forest, because as we know, the trees give us oxygen, and without the trees we're all going to die. Berry season, it's not long. So really do allow the energy when you're in a forest. Speak to the energy of the forest fairies. They are very, very shy fairies. They don't particularly show themselves to strangers, and they tend to dress themselves in camouflage gear. So, and I'm not talking about army gear here. I'm talking about camouflaging themselves against the trees, so they don't be seen. And it's not like they're nasty. It's just that they really just don't want, you know, they're peaceful. They're kind of quiet. So when you go to the forest, just really do connect with them, speak to them, and just take a few deep breaths and just be in their energy. And so you've got two opposites there. You've got the real brightness and the craziness of the fairies that are around you at this moment in time, that are in your gardens and that are in your plants, and talk to them, speak to them. I mean, they are seen. And if anybody comes on here and asks me if I'm smoking weed, I'll, because no, I don't like it. Afraid to be vulnerable like us. Yeah, they are. So the forest fairies are very much like that. They hide away. And there was one of the reasons why I felt really, really strongly, and I mentioned this on the podcast if you've watched it already or listened to it already, is that Vanessa, there's that lovely connection between the seed and the bottle with me. It's really important, and the website, so that you see in the Imaginarium. And at the moment, you know, things are going crazy. And as you saw the snail yesterday on Instagram that I put out, that damn thing's chomping everything around me at this moment in time. I thank Fine for new babies and that they produce. I think I got that. But Vanessa sent me some, I don't know if she's still on, but she sent me some foxglove seeds, only because I'd put out there that already I know that that's one of the essences for next year for the heart. And not only has she sent me seeds, but she sent me white foxglove, which is the snail. Oh yeah, Indra, you have a podcast. I'm going to tell you in a minute because I'll repeat it again. So now next year is going to be the white foxglove, which would be beautiful, because I've actually never seen a real white foxglove, so I'm going to hopefully be able to actually grow it out of Vanessa's seeds. So I'm always happy to take people's seeds and collect them and make them into flower essences, and then really sort of big you up for giving me those seeds, because I would love to create for the people that I connect with, because you can imagine if we're connecting, then the seeds that we're planting are going to be like boom, and those essences are going to be boom boom. So really think about that for next spring. It can give me some hard work to do, but if you want to send over some seeds from the States, if you can do that, I'm not sure if you can legally, but anyway, if you're in the UK, then you know, please, I'm always happy to take on seed donations too. So the energy of the forest fairies, the energy of the garden fairies, see where you fit, and if you're really not bothered about sort of connecting visually, you know, they're not going to show to you because you ask it. They're going to show to you because you do the work. They're gonna show their face to you when you ask for the support, when you look after your plants. You know, if you're neglecting your plants, they're just not going to be there, because they work with that energy. Emma, you are so wonderful. Who's this? Fleet Creek. Thank you, Fleet Creek. So, Ray, as you asked, and let me just say quickly, you know, this is the wonderful holy stone, the hagstone that I got from Joel, which we found on Brighton Beach, which was, I did put a massive request out there. Your seeds would be like, you like the most. I think I got that. I couldn't even read that there, Jane. It was Jane, wasn't it? Gosh. This stone was found on Brighton Beach. Oh, Sheila, Fleet Creek. I can't always remember everybody's name, but I really try my best. My head's with the fairies today. So I put out to find a hagstone, and with a hagstone, it helps you see the past and the future, and it keeps you away from evil. Hence why it's around my neck permanently right now. So it's very rare to find a hagstone, and you should never ever bore a hole in it. It should be something that you find on a beach, in a forest, or whatever, naturally. Okay, and Joel found me that when we were together on Brighton Beach a few weeks ago. So it's hanging around my neck, hopefully bringing me some luck. So as for the podcast, yeah, I did a wonderful podcast yesterday with the wonderful Mark from Hobo Safe Camp. He's not on here, and he promised me he would be, but it'll be 6:30 a.m. there, so he's probably still in bed if he's not tending his avos. And we had such a lovely time talking about Silent Moon. But don't also forget that on Silent Moon Hadstones, I have a handful of stones with holes that don't go all the way through. Oh, don't go all the way through. Okay, next time, Christine, maybe get one. So also don't forget that on the Musings page there is a podcast if you want to know even deeper into Silent Moon that Louise from Bodhi Babes did with me last year. So if you've missed that one, that's on there, and it was kind of a longer one and a lot sort of more in depth. Yesterday was really fun, but Louise's podcast was a bit more in depth about Silent Moon. So if you've missed that one, it's been there a long time. Take a look at that one. And if you're not bored with my voice and you want to know more about Silent Moon, then listen to that podcast too. So you've got two to listen to. And breaking my neck looking for holy stuff. Don't do it. All you have to do is you have to ask again. You have to ask. What happened to us is we put out the intention. I asked a few weeks before, a couple of times. When I got on the beach, I asked, and then we forgot about it. What did you say? I just asked for, give your intention as to why you want it and what is it, and what you want it for. Leave it alone, and then I can tell you, I promise you, it will come to you. You'll just look down 1 minute and it will be there, because that's how it happened. But make sure your intention's clean and clear. And then it just appeared. Yeah, it did. It just appeared, and it was just meant to be. And if it's meant to be, as you know, at this point in time for you, it will be there. So I missed it. No, the podcast. Oh, the podcast. No, it's on my Silent Moon. It's there. So if you follow me on Twitter, if you follow me on Instagram, if you're on my Facebook at Silent Moon Imaginarium, you will see it because it's on the page. So all you have to do is press the button and watch it and listen. Well, you don't watch it, you listen to it. And really do, if you're not following Hobo Safe Camp, which he is here, or Hobo Campfire, which he is on the podcast, please follow Mark. Joel, could you put up Hobo Safe Camp? It's in my title. But Mark is really, really worth a plug, because he's a beautiful, beautiful, divine masculine soul. He's so similar to the loveliness of Joel, and he's just gorgeous. And in fact, I'm wanting him to do a podcast with Joel as well. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks he'll do one as well. But he's yummy, 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 is Mark, and as is his wife. And they're just, if you want to have authenticity more so along with me, then there's Mark and I can't remember his wife's name, and he told me, but she's just gorgeous. I'll go buy Indra's products. Indra, do you think all this negativity is signal for a shift change coming? I wonder what the negativity that's been thrown at me, Christy. I just want to clarify that, what you said. Hole all the way through. Yes, a hole all the way through. No stops, no gaps. Just, well, one big gap all the way through. I love those red hearts. They're lovely. Who was in red? Thanks. I'm just waiting to get that all the negativity in the universe. Yes, I do. Massive shift and change. Just show you, massive shift and change for everybody. So it's like a potato mine. It goes all the way through. So obviously you can't see the hole because you can a bit. There's strings through there, but it goes all the way through. So yes, Christy, I do believe that's the truth. And it's very true that you have to stand in your power, and you have to stand strong, and you have to, realise that a lot of this is mirroring and all that stuff. And I'm very open to that. But Joel and I have been through hell and back over the last kind of week and a half, and there comes a point where, and as many of you know, the run up to that, I was having a lot of negativity thrown at me on Scope, and I was still there. I'm still there. And certainly Sherry, she's been a massive support as always to me. She's my fairy godmother and giving me wonderful advice. But then it came in a bang of abundance with me, and I'm hoping that this is sort of the top end of it. And I heard Froud say that he was getting verbal abuse. I love you too, and my heart, and I'm open to talk to you as well, as Joel said, Froud, because I can really get with that verbal abuse thing. I'm so sorry if it was all due to me. No, oh my goodness, no, I'm feeling the same. So yeah, so we did actually say that we really do believe that by saying our piece to the people that listen to us, that we help, that lifts and raises the energy for the bully. And I know that Ray had said that our scopes had been quite negative, and I just feel that wasn't the truth, Ray. And it was something that you needed to look at within you. We've sorted it out, we've been authentic about it, and we're moving on. So it's like we're talking, so it's great. We could all turn away and go, fuck her, blah, 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 like a lot of people do, It's like, don't deal with her. Why do we need to do that? It's all lovely if we get on. We say our piece. I feel this way. Is this the truth for you? Maybe this was a reflection for you, Ray, that something was touching you at that point in time when you felt negativity in the scope. that you just needed to look at. No, it wasn't you at all. I knew what you meant, but it wasn't you. No, really, what you did was nothing compared to what we've had to put up with. Absolutely nothing. So, but what I'm saying is that we haven't fallen out about it, Ray. You're here now. You're on our scope. You've come back in, which I am very grateful that you've actually done that, and you've stepped into that and gone, I'm going back on the scope because they've helped me. And I really appreciate you for that, for doing that. And you haven't sort of gone, oh, well, fuck them. I'm going to block them. I'm going to just not go on their scopes anymore. Even though they've helped me, then that would be sabotaging yourself. And I would hate to think that you would do that. But just sort of be aware of what came up for you with Joel and I's scope. And maybe it was just something that you need to look at within you. Poor Joel and Indra. Yeah, well, we have been through the mill. So hopefully we're going to get it sorted out, and I just ask that you stay strong for us, and you shine the light, and you just do some breathing for us. And you know, yesterday I took the day off because I needed to take the day off because my body was going, you don't want to scope today, it just feels wrong. It's just like I didn't want to be out there, and I wanted to give myself some self-care. Oh, thank you. I think it's a lovely thought too. And maybe one day, if you keep watching, you will believe. Because I'm always about twisting people's arms and believing in the fairy kingdom. So that was a little bit about the forest fairies, a little bit about the garden fairies, mixed in with some of what's been really going on. And that for me, this is my space that I come out to when I'm being fired with negativity. If you are getting stuff thrown at you, and if you watch Joel's scope from 2 o'clock, that there are times when you can actually go, I don't have to listen to this and I can ignore it, but I want to be like Indra. No, you just want to be like you, and when you're authentic, then you will find what you're all about. Just get rid of those layers. Remember, it's like an onion. Swing our arm with loveliness. But remember that also, when you have to stand up for yourself, then there's a time that you have to stand up for yourself and not take it. So I'm going to leave on that note. So if you're going through stuff, which I know some of you are, tomorrow we're going to talk about the 11 moons. Tomorrow's going to be the day. So I don't know if Kelly's here because she was quite keen on looking at that. So it's going to be quite a sexual scope. We're going to talk about sensuality. We're going to talk about the female erogenous zones, the 11 moon centers for the woman. So please feel free to come along. Please feel free to come along with your genuine, wonderful comments. And please feel free to come along with your finger to block anybody who comes in and tries to be funny. So I welcome you all, bringing in some lovely passion and some wonderful divine feminine and masculine energy tomorrow for the scope. So see you all tomorrow at 2:30.